What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 11 of season 2 of Ranma Half. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch this episode. We're going to be going through it, full spoilers ahead, and we'll do a real quick recap. Basically, it's the return of Moose, seemingly trying to sabotage Ranma any way he can. He ends up attempting to kidnap Akane, and because he's blind, steals her prized pig, thinking it's Akane. Tries to lure Ranma and Akane to a circus. They end up going to get her pig back reluctantly. Ranma doesn't really want to do it, but ends up doing it, especially with fucking Tendo being creepy on him, like always now. They go there. They find out that it's Moose. He's got the pig. He has this whole thing set up where he gets Ranma to go down there and get attached to a restraint, and he starts throwing knives at him and stuff, but then eventually they end up meeting out back. They're talking about how it's also revealed too that Moose is now a duck, and they end up talking in the back about of the circus about how Moose went to go train to beat Ranma, but then he went to the spring that everybody goes to and everybody falls in, and he was the fastest ever to fall into a spring of a cursed spring of a duck from like 1,600 years ago, where the hell it was, something ridiculous. That guy that works there, man, he's a wealth of information.
True.
Yeah, so he apparently brought back an infinite amount of that duck water with him, and he's going to splash Ranma with it. And so a whole chase ensues where he has these water balloons full of the water, and he's chucking them at Ranma, and Ranma's trying not to get hit by him, but also making sure other people don't get hit by them as well, because he's being pretty reckless with it. They end up getting back into the big tent, and he gets Akane, knocks her out, takes her back to the circus tent, puts her in a tank where he is basically threatening that he's going to dump a bunch of the duck water into the tank with her. Ranma goes to save her by breaking the faucet that's going to have the water come out of it, but he finds out that that's just tap water, and Moose has a hose with infinite amounts of duck water in it that he starts shooting all over the place. A whole battle ensues where Shampoo ends up jumping in on the action as well. She did for the rest of the episode too, but at this point it's a little more significant because she's also trying to help Moose after they have a little tiff about how she doesn't love him but he loves her, blah blah blah, in which she's trying to help turn Akane into a duck as well. And we end the episode with Ranma plugging the hose but not being able to hold the pressure. When Akane gets in front of the hose, releasing the water onto her, she gets launched off screen, and we don't know if she's going to be a duck next episode or not. Anything I miss?
No, that's pretty much it.
Thoughts?
It was a funny episode. Funny enough, this is as soon as this one started, I kind of remembered this one pretty verbatim, which is funny to me because I usually don't have that great a memory. So
I thought this was an episode that one of the mystery episodes that I had seen. It wasn't. It was just in the beginning when Moose showed up, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. I remember him from something. But then it was just Moose. I'm like, oh yeah, okay,
you're right.
That's why I remember.
Saw him for a brief stint. So
in like the old Super Nintendo game I played, there was like him with all the things that shot out of his sleeves, and I just remembered
while
that.
He's on his unicycle.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. I think my favorite part of the episode, though, was the entire debacle with the pig. Just because I love the idea that Moose is so blind that he thought he had Akane, while she's standing there having to listen to him call this stuffed pig her while being offended by that. And then Ranma just leaning real into it for the rest of the episode.
I also like this, just like this thing she's been wanting. She finally won it. And then this guy shows up, snatches it from her.
Right.
Like, it's an insult. He's like, oh, I think this is Akane. But also, he stole her shit.
Right.
And just leaves. It's harmless, but it's also annoying. So is Akane's life of just being passively insulted by people.
Well, and it's funny the whole time, too, where, like, they're in the circus, and the pig is on display, and Ranma keeps treating it as if it was Akane. just, I don't know, that's like perfect humor for me in the show, especially because Akane's just like right there.
And he's like fully selling it,
Yeah.
like yelling and stuff.
Also, as you had mentioned, he drained that pond after he stepped into it because he brought the entire thing back with him.
Yeah.
But I mean, is also from an era where people just pulled things out of thin
This
air,
show
so-
specifically,
Yeah.
you cannot expect any kind of continuity.
Right.
It will do what it wants when it wants.
Yeah, well, and the show is an extreme for sure. I just that whole era had just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people would like reach
Slapstick,
behind their
yeah.
back, and all of a sudden they'd have an item like, where was that?
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, it reminds me of like old school like Looney Tunes back in the day where people just
Yeah.
pull out a hammer and
exactly.
whatever the hell they needed at the time, a gun, dynamite.
Yeah, and I do know, especially a lot of those like older mangaka were inspired by Western cartoons a lot.
Yeah.
Too, so kind of funny because now you see a lot of people inspired by anime. So
Yep. Full circle.
yeah. So other than that, the one other like big takeaway I had was when Duck Moose was chasing around Ranma and throwing knives and stuff. The animation was like really good.
Really good.
At that moment. I was super impressed. I watched him dodge like twice and I went, someone had a little fun animating that. And then they kind of continued for the rest of the episode, even though like,
I feel like the last like 3 episodes, the animation's been up.
yeah, and I don't know, maybe they're warming up for JJK. I don't know, because that's coming around the corner too. So, but, and it's probably a different team. Who knows? But they definitely, I'm always happy to see them give that kind of love to the show because it is like a nostalgic, like old school favorite of mine, anyways. And so, like this last season and then this season, it's just been really nice to see like how well they've treated it because like the story and stuff like that has like barely been altered. Like it's just been modernized, which is nice. And
In a responsible and respectful way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still feels like the old show, which is great. With modern twists, like nice animation and really really crisp colors, which I love. So, that part is also really nice because like a lot of shows will obviously like have color palettes like to try to make them kind of have like a more realistic tone, and this is just like full bright color, which I really enjoy because it's kind of a bright show anyways, like in its vibe. So, yeah, and then the duck water being just like sprayed everywhere. It's probably like one of the most irresponsible things I've seen in the show.
Crazy irresponsible.
Because it's real, as a tank full of goldfish got turned into ducks when it happened. So Moose needs to go to prison.
The whole circus needs to get shut down. Everybody that works there needs to get arrested.
Yeah, and then the tiger got turned into a duck, and yeah.
That they like took some random girl out of the audience, locked her up, and had someone throw knives into her mouth. It's wild.
Yeah.
And then throw bombs at her, and then right after that, kidnap a girl, put her in a tank, and threaten to turn her into a duck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although while the audience is assuming it's like a magic trick,
Right.
it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, like, again, I know I'm not actually asking for logic, but like giant faucet, how'd you afford that? So, anyways, yeah, it was a fun episode, chaotic as usual, and if I'm not mistaken, one more to go after this, so till the end of the season.
Yeah, and we get to start next season with all the things. Yeah, this is a really fun episode. I liked it. The whole thing with the pig was ridiculous. I even like how the pig became like a character in the episode at the beginning with like all the transitions between scenes of like the pig floating by with its own voice, which is ridiculous. Even when he like first took him, it was just like making noises and stuff. I'm like, why is it alive? Basically, like it's really weird. Hilarious. The moose thought that was Akane because it's like small and shaped weird, and he's just like, this is her. But then we see a scene later where it's like when him as a kid like professing his love to Shampoo, and it's like a random pig and was that a snowman or something?
Yep.
So yeah, he has been talking to a lot of things irresponsibly throughout his life, and as somebody who has pretty bad vision myself, his is pretty bad, if that's the case. Yeah, the whole circus thing was fun. I did really think there's some scenes where the animation really was highlighted here. The animation's always good in the show, but every once in a while we get some of that flair that you don't really expect from a show like this. but you know, look at the people who are making it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, they'd be able to do it for sure. There's even a scene where I think it was Shampoo in the back of the circus. She sprays him Moose with some water to turn him into a duck, and I thought the water animation, his full shape shrinking into the water down into a duck, was done really smoothly. The animation was very, very good there. Even like the water balloons getting thrown and getting popped and stuff, like everything looked really smooth and like really actiony looking. So they did a really good job with that. Also, Shampoo is getting thrown into the mix is always fun for me. I think she's a really fun character because she obviously has her own ambitions with Ranma, but she also is like cutthroat as fuck. So you can't really trust her in any regard because she like flipped and was attacking Akane while being upset that Ranma was protecting Akane. Typical stuff, but in this situation, it seemed a little more dire than normal because
also no regard for Moose's feelings.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's like, "Why do you hate me?" And she instantly's like, "I hate you," and they just repeated it over and over and over again in different pitches, and I was just like, she was so quick to just fire that off at him. She did not give a shit.
I don't think he was done talking.
Yeah.
When she said it, so
yeah, she just didn't even have to think about it. So that was ridiculous. But one of the reasons why I like Shampoo is she's just so blunt. It's ridiculous. I feel bad for Akane in this episode because she just kind of got thrust into the situation, and potentially, because I don't know what happens next, potentially is going to have the same problem that Ranma has now, which would suck for her. So we'll see. We'll find out. Hopefully something happened where she's fine, or it's actually just tap water. We'll find out.
Also, could we just kind of mention how physically resilient Moose is after Akane literally laid hands on him for like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Good lord.
That's pretty ridiculous. That way off topic, but it's kind of interesting. I like how her first instinct with a ghost was to beat the shit out of it. Right. And recently I was at a bookstore and I was looking through the horror section, and there was a Japanese horror section.
Okay.
And I was looking through some of the old pictures, and actually had like dates of like these old pictures. They're like,
okay, neat.
Like old school 1600s, 1700s like art of like ghosts. And in every picture it was a samurai like wrestling a ghost or like grabbing a ghost, and they never looked scared. And I was like is this
different concepts of ghosts?
Is this obviously the Japanese? I'm sure there's plenty of things out there where it's like they're actually scared, but I'm like, that's kind of interesting that in their old lore it shows samurai like unafraid of ghosts, just like being like alert with them, and it just reminded me of it when Akane, like, she was scared, but she like just beat the shit out of him. I was like, that's so funny because here I'm just used to people freaking out and running. So
right.
Anyway, odd tangent. Yeah, anything else in this episode? The whole thing was funny. I really liked it. Really curious to see where it goes in the next episode. And last episode of the season, potentially, which sucks. But I need this season to end so we can have room to watch the next season. So, yeah. Looking forward to the next episode. Looking forward to giving you guys that review of that. And hopefully we get another season of Ranma half, because this season, last season, have been pretty good. So
I can't imagine there's much more after this. So
it's gotta be something.
Well, sure. I'm thinking lengthwise, they might be able to wrap it up in one more season. So
yeah, I doubt it would end in like next episode, finding out whatever the hell happens. That'd be kind of crazy. So, but yeah, that's all I got. Good episode. Really enjoyed it. Got anything else?
Nope.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this episode. What were some of your favorite moments, maybe least favorite moments if you have any. Funny parts, where do you think things are going? Unless you know, please don't tell me, at least, because I don't know and I don't want it spoiled for me. And yeah, let us know everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to Ranma Half, episode 11. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been Seth, this has been Chevy. Until the next review, we will talk to you guys later.